I know I said I was going to do a Q&A today, but I think we're going to do another episode of how I'm so left I'm right. All of those puns intended. I'll start off by saying that I'm really uncomfortable by saying that I don't believe in medicine. I don't believe in medicinal. I don't believe in any drugs of any sort. I'm very anti-vax. So that's but it's coming from a place of the basics are we have everything we need to heal ourselves. Good nutrition, good food is really all we need to heal and fix ourselves, and we probably wouldn't even have the problems that we have if we ate better. So that's where I come from, that standpoint, and that also when you supplement something, it takes away, like with medicine, it takes away your natural ability to be able to do those things. The same as with the way that we conduct our lives. It just, if you make it easy on yourself, then you lose the ability to, your natural defenses go away. You don't have to rely on, there's so many ways that happens. It's that you take it away, you don't use it, you lose it. Use it or lose it. So I think we do lose a lot of our natural immunity by relying on. However, now I believe that there are different, because it's such a refined thing, and we're trying to fix the ailments opposed to we're God, sorry, this is how I talk. We're addressing the symptoms, not the roots of the problems. And then I believe that food it's such a broader spectrum that it's on, that it fixes things on a bigger scale than when you're addressing the symptoms, opposed to it's just, food has all of these tiny little things that are made up. God put all that stuff together on purpose to work together. That's why when we start separating it, when we create our own foods, all the things, you're missing out on the things that are put together. Like a simple example of that is you're missing, when you take out the fiber, and that stuff's in there. It happens a lot with egg whites and egg yolks. The egg yolk and the egg white work together when they're digested. However, I don't eat eggs anymore. Okay, but this subject is much more controversial than food, and that is, or even medicine, and it is that I don't agree with sex changes. There's probably a more technical name to say that. I believe that all of us aren't happy with the way that we were born, and we all don't feel we belong in our bodies, and we wish that things were different about our bodies. And it's not that I've seen like documentaries and stories about people who had regretted their choice. And I have friends who have gone through surgeries and hormones and stuff. I mean, first of all, there is the drugs. You have to take medicine all the time. I don't even know if I don't even know if I believe in organ donating, because I don't have a driver's license to sign the back of. So, but you have to take medicine so your body doesn't reject the new body part that is put on you or in you, and your body doesn't want it there. So I don't know. Okay, back to the whole, we're born who we are, And I believe that that's part of your story. And even if you don't, if it makes you unhappy, it's more of a psychological thing. I believe, well, of course it's psychological. It's happening in your brain. Your brain is saying, I don't like how my chest looks this way. I don't like this thing between my legs, or don't like that I'm missing something between my legs, depending on where you're coming from. But there's so many things that I want. I want smaller nose, smaller ears, or pointier outer ears, or a bigger penis, or broader shoulders, or we all want things that are different. I never felt like, especially when I was young, I didn't think I belonged in my own body, and it wasn't my body. But your body and the things that are you, we teach in this world, like, this is the progressive thing to do, is to teach that the things that you don't like about yourself are actually, you learn that they're the best things about you. They're the things that makes you different and unique, and you embrace them, and then you do get to a point where you're like, wow, that part of me that is different from everyone else, or I think looks awkward, is actually very, very special, and it's what makes me different, and I'm going to love that thing. Like, it could be your hair, it could be we all struggle with these things. But yeah, and I think the story about yourself, like, you might feel like you're of the other gender, and that's fine. And I have no problem with people dressing and ornamenting themselves with however they want to, and also acting any way that they want to, even though I do have a problem with people who are over, that are too much, people that are really dramatic. That's just a personal preference. That's really in right now, but I think it's because I tend to be overly dramatic. Like, we don't like in others what we don't like in ourselves. So I've always worked really hard at calming myself down, because I am so spastic. And so those things I don't like to see in others. I love quirky, I love really peculiar people, that kind of reminds me of me not belonging in my own body. Like, I never acted or was interested in the things that someone I looked like should be. And that's more in more recent years, where I've grown into myself, or I've become more of a man. I was always a boy, but I've become a man in recent years, or maybe I've accepted that I was. And it actually really doesn't fit my personality, because I am not a masculine man in any way. But I want to be. I like that. I don't think I'm a good role model for men. Yeah, because I can't provide all of the things that a good example could, but I can teach how to be sensitive, and not be afraid to show your emotions, and these are qualities that men are afraid to do. Like, I'm not afraid to talk about stuff, or show my emotions, or be vulnerable, or show my weaknesses, because I feel strong enough, and I can take care of myself. But I do feel like I am a coward, and when I do hear someone being called a coward, things do come up in me. So I know that is something that, like, even when somebody calls someone really bad, like, I listen to some true crime podcasts, and this is I'm really going off tangent, but I think it's all connected. I hear, like, these I hear the people talking, and they call someone who like kills someone, and then they kill their family, and then they kill themselves, and they call them a coward. Some, like, even saying it right now, I don't think that's cowardly. I think it's horrible, but I think I relate too much to being a coward that I find it offensive. It's not an easy thing to do, to, yeah, I don't, I'm gonna have to identify. I guess that is a totally different tangent, but I do feel I am cowardly. But back, so yeah, it's not like I belong in a man's body, because I'm not a real man, and I want to make changes. And back to the most important part of this, my whole point of this is that it's your story, like who you are. You might feel like you belong in the opposite sex's body, and you wish you had a penis, or you wish you didn't have breasts, or you wish you didn't have a penis, or you wish you had breasts. I hope I said both of those. I hope I didn't say the same thing twice. You wish you had something that you didn't have, or you wish you didn't have something that you did have. I really think it's best to embrace it. Like, you can say, oh, you don't know what it's like to feel that different. But I think I do. I think I do know. I hear this with the argument for racism, too, or being a female, and you don't know what it's like to walk down the street, to live in fear. You don't know if you're, of a different race. You don't know what it's like to always feel like the police could do something unexpected all the time. I do feel that way about police. I don't trust anyone, and I think that is a very Canadian thing. I think we saw a lot of that with 9/11, and that Americans really do. And it might be the news, it might be the whole fear thing, but in Canada, we might be more trusting. But I mean, at least I can only talk for myself, I guess. But I know I do live cautiously, and you have to be careful. And you might not have had to lock your doors in the 70s and 80s, even though that's when you had to start locking your doors. That's when the serial killers started coming around. But you expect that something horrible could happen to you at any moment, and that's why I live for each day, and that's why I would have no regrets if tomorrow was the end, because I do make sure that every day is full of happiness, and I take joy in every moment I possibly can, and make what I'm doing fun. Make whatever task that has to be done, I make it enjoyable. Because why would I want to have a moment of unpleasantry, which could be the argument for this person going around through life not being who they want to be, not being physically, but physical is so, like, this is so like progressively taught to us, is that you're not supposed to worry about the physical. You're supposed to worry about the internal. So it really is a superficial thing too. And the fact that, and the whole thing that is, we can do these minor superficial things just by how we express ourselves with clothing. I hope that then I'm hearing noise, and I hope it's not too more distracting to the way that I'm talking. I think this is actually pretty smooth for me. But I do truly believe that we have to embrace what we are, who we are, and what you are it might be part of your story, is that you are someone trapped in you feel the wrong body. But I think that you have to love that part of you, and feel how special that is. Like I mentioned this not too many, the two-spirited things that the native people do, and how I wonder if this is true. I should do a little more research on this. But it was actually celebrated when someone was two-spirited. They had the masculine and feminine qualities, and and we could do that. We could like celebrate that, and the fact that, and then love your breasts even though you don't like them, or love your tiny penis, and or whatever it may be. I don't think that, yeah. I think that I even think minor, like if you got, I think if I support like a nose job or tiny little microsurgeries even more. I don't know why. Maybe because they're more subtle. It's not such a big change. It's not like a grandiose. You're not changing. So I don't really support it. I don't have any tattoos. I never could commit. Yeah, that's a lot of it too. You don't know who you're going to be down the road. You don't know who you're going to be. Hopefully, you don't know. I mean, we're growing and evolving, and I hope you don't know exactly who you are. That goes back to the last controversial video where people said when you're too much, you're a child until you're 25. And I don't buy that. They say your brain isn't fully formed until you're 25, but your brain is 95% formed by the time you're like 12, or no, actually 5 or something. So that's enough. And it's not the fact that you're immature because of your age, and you're immature because of your life experience and how people have treated you and what you've lived through, and the fact that you're babied. But we should be old enough to make responsibilities by the time that we're 14, and we're all fully working as a sexual human being. We're in the animal kingdom. We really are animals, and I think that we probably should be mature enough to conduct ourselves in a mature way, even though we're always evolving. And that's what I'm saying. We don't know where we're going to be tomorrow. We don't know who we're going to be. And definitely in 5 years, in 10 years, it can make such a huge difference. And yeah, I can't. I just don't see how altering yourselves with a artificial fix, when you should be like, I don't want to say that it is mental though. Like, you can't say fix yourself, and it's not like you're fixing yourself. That's definitely not the right terminology. But it's to be as savvy as possible. It's to love yourself and accept yourself for who and what you are, and even the parts of you that you don't feel you belong. And I'm just regurgitating over and over again, but yeah, you don't know who you're going to be. You don't, and you should love who you are right now and try to be better. But you try to be better here. You don't try to be better externally. I don't even truly believe in we have this this is just our shell, and we're this entity. I believe more that it is more connected than like a lot of spiritual people will tell you. This is your, I believe this is your one chance. But love it. Yeah. Don't don't change it. Love it. I love you.